walk as he walked. Those who worship the Lord, worship in spirit and truth. Those who say that they know him must walk as he walked. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. If we say that we know him, but we don't keep his word, then we walk in the darkness, and the truth's not in us. If we walk in the light, we will have fellowship sweet, and the blood of Jesus will cleanse us from sin. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light.
Well, howdy, folks. Hopefully you're all doing well these days, and it's been a while since I've been on. Sorry I did not make it yesterday. My flight got in. Flights all end up being pushed later and later. I didn't get in until about 3 a.m. Yesterday, Thursday morning. So I just didn't have it. I knew I wasn't going to have it in me when the flights were all delayed, and so I opted to not be on. I want to have a conversation with you, though, this morning, and this may not be a Bible teaching morning at all, really, because I want to ask some questions, and I know you're not in the spot unless you type answers into the comment section here about what I want to ask and discuss with you, and I want to pray with you and for you, because there's different prayer requests, and find out how you're doing. I think of Walter and his continued recovery there, and Zara and the needs in her part of the world. Certainly want to discuss a little bit what's happening in Israel, and the thoughts around that, because that's something that many of us are watching and wondering what the outcome could mean and how it could relate to prophecy, and all of that is a part of it. But on my mind this morning, and rather than continuing teaching through Acts right now, I thought I'm going to make this a standalone morning, because I'm not going to be on at all next week either. And that's part of what I want to talk with you about. I'm not going to be on next week. I'm going to be in Iowa all week next week for for meetings in Iowa, and I'm not going to be able to broadcast. It's just going to be that simple. And then coming in a month from now, I'm going to be away again in August for a week and not going to be able to broadcast. And then in September, another week. And then when we hit October, there's going to be there's going to be 3 straight weeks where I'm not going to be able to broadcast. October into November, potentially. I mean, that's subject to change because it's likely that the trip that we've planned for Israel probably is looking like we're probably not going to be able to pull that off, and just because of what's happening there. But if we do go, and there is some conversation among some of us still going anyway, if the country's open and we can get in there, a much smaller group of us going to Israel, that still could happen. And then when we hit December, there's going to be a full 2 weeks in December as well, when I'm not going to be able to be on. So, because we're going to be traveling in Europe and over visiting our son, as well as I'll be visiting some of our concentric ministry partners in Europe when I'm over there. So I bring all this up just because I want to prod a little bit, and I like teaching the Bible, very much so like teaching the Bible, and I enjoy spending the time with you that we get to spend. However, the inconsistencies that are going to come as a result of all the travel that is taking place certainly will have an impact on you and on me. And one of the things I need to get the assurance of is what you do with the time when I'm not listening, and when I'm not speaking, when you can't listen, because I'm not on. One of the things I want to press on, and if you remember the title of this, the Daily Discipleship Podcast, and the subtitle, Turning Disciples into Disciple Makers. If I am not accomplishing this second part of what the title says, I really need to rethink this broadcast, because I don't want to just be a guy who's just teaching the Bible alone, even though I very much love teaching the Bible. I need to know the difference that it makes in your life, and I need to know your spiritual commitments when I'm not on. And I wrestled with just what I wanted to say this morning to a certain degree, because I don't want to come across to my friends and fans and supporters as being I don't want to sound negative. I guess I want to sound a little bit more like a prophet this morning in some ways, and prophet not in the sense of foretelling future events, because I can't do that, and it's not a gift I have, and it's a gift that some people claim to have that sometimes I question, especially when things they're saying don't come true. And the Old Testament solution to prophets who would speak and what they said didn't come true, and I think of the 2020 election being one of them, is the Old Testament solution was to stone them. So I don't even want to sound like a person that is a prophet foretelling future events, but a prophet in this sense, to charge you, to challenge you with the thought of, okay, So if Jim's not on, what do you do with that time? I need to know. It's important to me to know, and I know for some people, they've told me that this time together is your devotional time, and I understand that. For some people, it is easier to listen and learn in that sense than reading for yourself. I understand that. I know that. I know that there are people who don't read well, and having someone explain the Bible to them really, really helps them. And I get that. I understand that. But how do you feed when this broadcast isn't on? What do you do when it is not on? And are you a self-feeder? I had a friend, in fact, he's still alive, so he's still my friend. His name's Bill Hall. And I remember Bill challenging people. He pastored a church out in California at the time when he said this to the person. The person came up to him and said, "Pastor, you're not feeding me very well these days." And let me say hello to Mazaki as well there. But he said, this person came up to Bill and said, "Pastor, you're not feeding me." And Bill said, "Well, can I come visit you this afternoon?" So the guy said, "Well, I guess so. If you want to pay a pastoral visit to my home, then please do stop by." So Bill showed up, but when he showed up, he had like a big soup spoon, or not even a soup spoon, a bigger than a soup spoon, a serving spoon with him. And he was holding it in his hand, kind of, it is in front of him. When the guy opened the door, Bill said hi, and the guy said, "What's the spoon about?" He said, "I'm here to help you eat." And the guy said, "Well, I don't need you to help me eat." And Bill said, "Well, that's my point." He said, "You need to be able to eat for yourself, spiritually as well. You need to be able to be a self-feeder." Now, for you, what that might mean, and this is a huge risk, me doing this, but it's the standalone. And this message may not be for everybody that's listening right now, but I need to know that you've grown to be a self-feeder. If I've done this for 5 years, there's been a lot of good Bible teaching. I know that. But if I haven't raised up people who can be self-feeders, if I haven't raised up some people who could open the Bible for themselves and dig out truth, if I haven't inspired that, if I haven't encouraged that, then I will tell you that while the teaching here may be good, I'm failing at the mission of turning disciples into disciple makers. You get where I'm going? I hope I'm not sounding. I'm really trying. I don't want to sound negative, but I just need to know that when I'm not on, it's like, oh, it's a great morning sleep in, and then you never open your Bible during the day. I need to know that you open your Bible during the day. Now, some people listening, you may not have Bibles. And some of you I know have taken steps and actions, and I'm going to say this to a few people. I'm going to single a few people out because I want to be affirming. I'll single out Mazaki, and you've been doing what you've been doing in Kenya anyway, but I know that perhaps you take some of what is taught here and you then recapitulate it, restate it, use it for others, and I'm blessed by that. I am. So I want to single you out and say, brother, keep going. And we got to make sure and get you connected to my friend Samson, and I can't say his last name on here because he goes to closed countries, or with others there. And I will say the organization with J-Life, because they take what I do, maybe not the Bible teaching aspect, but how to make disciples. And they have a whole system of that, and need for you to learn that so you can help others do that, because it leads to multiplication, not addition. I'll shout out to Zara, leading a church of people there. keep going and doing so in a place where you do not have access to resources. When I say resources, I'm talking about, you maybe can't get teaching. Now you found this and you're able to get this, which is absolutely surprising in some ways to me that you're able to get this, but you are teaching others, leading others in prayer. You're trying to encourage others to be followers of Jesus. So I'll shout out to you. I know what you're doing there. Nell, I want to shout out to you, Nell. You've opened your home to people, and you have your upper room study, which is really a discovery Bible study. And I shout out to you that you are doing that, and I'm praising God for that. Probably there could be others. I mean, Laura's saying you've done a good job training all of us on this, which I hope is true. Thank you, Laura, for saying that. Others of you are incredible inspirers, supporters. You fan the flame, and you have enabled me to accelerate some of what I do, and in phenomenal ways. So I want to shout out to you as well. You know who you are, and you encourage other folks and do many things. And once in a while, Fran, you will share sometimes ways that you're reaching out to people. You shared some of that, and it's in your daily your posts, and you're not afraid to put your faith out there in your posts. It's seen, it's there, and you try very much to live in the business sector of where we live, and yet you don't hide your faith at all. And so to all of you keep going. Walter sharing, going out to camps, and we need to see an update from Walter. Walter's back. He's doing recovery. Is going well, and I got to know, Walter, what are you doing about that drive you were talking about? I need to call you and talk to you about that. So, and Don, you have gone through some transitions in life here recently, and moving into a new place. So I just highlighting, but be a self-feeder. Don't rely on me. Because I got to figure out what will be the impact of this as I move into a season where I have just listed out for you about 10 weeks between now and the first of the year, January 1st, when we're not going to be online like this. And what does that do? The inconsistency, what does that do to us? And the inconsistency, what does it do to you? I want to encourage you to put into practice all the various things that we have talked about, and to do them. I've got to open something here that I want to, this isn't the right one, that I want to share with you, maybe, if it opens up for me. That's not the one I want, because I want to encourage you with this slide here in just a moment, once I get it open. It might be a PowerPoint. Oh, here it is. I think this is going to open it, and I can share this with you. It's black and white version. I was going to share with you the not black and white version, but that's all right. I will share this version with you, just to remind you, to encourage you to think through winning the lost, building the believer, equipping the worker, multiplying the disciple maker, all coming from the words of Jesus to win the lost, and to be able to answer the question, who are you intentionally reaching out to? Who are you praying for? Who are you trying to help come to faith in Jesus? That is a question that I have, where you're giving people the invitation to come and see who Jesus is, or building the believer, ways that you can build the believer, equipping the worker. And I know as we get up to the top of this, not everybody is an equipper. I get that. Not everybody is a multiplier. I get that. But if we can encourage each other to continue building in each other's lives, and if we can at least be equipped and inspired to try to fish for people, then we will see more people won to Christ, and that will lead to greater multiplication. So to be asking ourselves, how are we living these things out in our lives and putting them into practice? That matters to me. It matters to me a great deal that we're able to do these things. Now, I do want to check some of the comments, because there's a fair amount of comment in here that you're putting, and I hope I'm not coming across negatively. I hope that's not what's happening here, but I hope that I've equipped you with some skills that, let's just say, I'm pulling out of my driveway after the broadcast, and I get hit by a truck. This is going to sound awful, but I don't see this big truck coming up over and let's say he's coming 80 miles an hour up over the hill here where I live and plows into me, and I go into the presence of Jesus. I would want to know that you guys know how to dig into the Bible. I would want to know that you know about this Bible app that we've used, that I have on the screen, the eSword Bible program that I have used and I've shared with you. And you have the ESV and the King James and the Message and the New American Standard and the variety of NIV translations, the New Living Translation, or that you've learned how to use the YouVersion Bible app on your phone. I just hope that you have felt not only taught Bible, but equipped in how to do these things and how to share these things and help other people learn these things. Now, this is going to be a messy camera shot because it's kind of messy behind me here, but cutting over, I just want to read. I'm going to read some of these comments, and maybe some of them I shouldn't read, but I do want to say, and thank you to all of you. I've learned so much from your teachings. You've encouraged me to share Christ and make disciples, which that's it. I know that I have to keep reminding other ladies to be in the Word and that we're not to become an ingrown group. Absolutely. You're absolutely right on there, Nell. And to encourage the ladies with who they would reach as well. Becoming women of the Word, women who share the Word at every opportunity with each other. And that we have the goal of breaking away and start, yes. That's it. Absolutely. You get it. And keep going. So, and here's Nell saying this, if it's time for you to let go of this one, we will miss you, but I also know God is in control and he knows the best for us. And yeah, so Jesus, please guide me, and that would be my prayer here, and guide all of us. And Fran, your words are encouraging, so much stronger as a Christian disciple maker. Without you, I'd attempt to fill a void, but be next to impossible. Thank you. And Walter's saying the broadcast is part of my morning devotions, not the replacement. which is what I need to know to connect with other believers. Small parts of the world is a great encouragement for me. I hope that in some small part I can encourage those believers, and we are. The broadcast started at a very different time, was desperately needed for communion encouragement. You're a different time with different responsibilities that you have now. We grow with times and responsibilities that we're at. My prayer is that the broadcast can continue, but only as God leads, and if that changes, we can take it as direction from God. Absolutely, that is where we are, and I'm not shutting it down. I'm just saying I know that my time and travel is changing. And the consistency of it is going to change, and I am praying about, what do we do? Do we continue on, or is there a different form, a different format, a different thing that we do? Do I need to host? And I know someone wants to say, you don't want to see my morning hair, friends. You can't see my morning hair. There's not much up there. There's enough you can see it, I guess. But I'm being a little bit funny here. But I thought, do we need to have a Zoom meeting from time to time where we could all get on here and see each other and communicate that way? We're not done with Acts yet. We've got to finish Acts. I know that, but I also wanted to bring to the forefront the fact that at least at this that we're not going to be as consistent. Don's saying there are 124 apartments where I live now. So much to disciple here. Yeah, and to have that view. And Don, you might go, I can't go out and do all those and do all that. But you know what you can do, Don, is you can pray. You start out praying for all those people, and that's where you start. And then you trust God to see how God will work in your life and through your life to make a difference. Yeah. And you guys are being so encouraging here. You really, really are. And Walter saying my morning hair is much worse than yours. Yeah, because you have some. Mine is. I've gotten a lot less. So, it hasn't grown. It's gone away. But that's just part of life. It's not all white yet, though, Walter, or gray. The beard is, but not the rest of it. I just want to say that I'm inspired by all of you. I'm encouraged by all of you. I'm going to be praying. I know we're going to finish the book of Acts. I know that. It's just not going to happen for over a week because we're going to be offline. I do plan to be back on that Monday a week out, I think. But we are going to definitely finish the book of Acts, and then we're going to figure out where we're going from there, because I do love being online with all of you. I'm encouraged seeing your names, especially with what I do now. Selfishly, it's an outlet for me as well. I want you to know it's an outlet because I get to teach the Bible. So June 30th, yes, and just for the record, I'll let you know I am going to be at Central Church in Augusta the 28th and 29th. They have a Saturday night service and 2 Sunday morning services at Central, and they broadcast those as well. They stream those. That if you wanted to sneak away from where you live and wanted to come experience something different, you could go to Central Church, look up their address, Central Church Augusta. And I'm not talking the one in China. I will be live in person at the one in Augusta that weekend if you wanted to come out and experience their worship. And I'm teaching from 1 Timothy chapter 4 for them. I know the Lord is shifting some things. So I'm hearing you, Fran. I'm hearing you, Laura. I'm hearing you, Walter. I'm hearing you, Nell. I'm hearing all of you. So, and here's Nell saying, is there one of you that would want to study the book of Acts with me daily? So, yes, Central 28th, that Saturday night evening service, and then the 29th morning services. I think it's at 9. I think it's at 9 and 11, if I remember the times correctly. I just know I'm speaking there at 9. So, and at 6 p.m. on the 28th. So I do think they broadcast those from the main church over to the China location. So if you went there, you would see me on the screen at the China location. But just letting you know. And then I'm going to be the week after that. I'm going to, in fact, this week I'm going to be at Cambridge, Maine. Next week is Central. The week after that, I'm going to be, I forget where I'm going to be. And then I'm going to be going up to, on the 13th, I'm going to be going back out to Buckfield, Faith Bible Chapel in Buckfield. I'll be back out there. So anyway, I'm scheduled right out there with several dates coming up here. And anyway, friends, I'm going to let you go. I will be back on. It'll be over a week now. I'll be back on. We'll come back to the book of Acts. We're going to be in Acts 22, Acts 23 when I get back on here. But if you can handle the inconsistencies, I can handle the inconsistencies. I just know that we've come to the end where I'm going to be on every week where I had been on every week, and I know it could have an impact on the broadcast because people get used to it every morning. But those days are changing and quickly fading. So I'll keep you posted. Monday the 30th, we'll be back. And we'll work at wrapping up the book of Acts, and I will see you there. And I'm grateful for you. I love you all. I didn't say this. I should wrap up and say this. Steve and Priscilla give their greetings to you. I had a wonderful visit with them. Pray for Priscilla. She's 85 and suffers from a condition called pulmonary arterial hypertension, and it makes breathing very, very difficult. And she's had this condition for a number of years, but it's getting worse. So pray for Steve and Priscilla. Send them a note. I'd have to look up their address again and tell you what it is. It's P.O. Box. I know that, and but pray for them. I'm planning to go back down there again in July to take something called an annual planning retreat. So I'm looking at going down there in July, partly because I know that the window of time is getting much, much shorter, and they have a great place to get away to. So, and I gave your greetings to them, and if Melody is on here, I think I saw Melody's here. The cookies were good. Melody sent down some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. And yes, I did have some. I had far more carbs than I should have had while I was there. But Father, help us. Help us to continue growing. Help us to continue serving. Fill us with your joy. Fill us with faith. Fill us with love. Fill us with hope. So much so that Jesus drips off of us, that others might be pointed toward Christ simply through how we live our lives. Lord, hear our prayer for the glory of Jesus.